morning. It's day 5 and we're at the Siler Bald Shelter and pretty much packed up and fixing to head north towards Clingman's Dome. And we've got the Canadians and a Peruvian.
Hola.
Hey. Yep, they were our shelter mates last night. And hopefully we didn't snore too bad for you guys. So, anyhow, we're just be out on the trail and just be out on the trail in just a minute. And we got a newcomer here. What's your name?
All good.
All good. Hey, I'm Sugar Bear.
It's nice to meet you, Sugar
Nice
Bear.
meeting you. So, we didn't want to exclude you.
So good.
Okay, guys, here are my Canadian and Peruvian. Colombia, sorry. Chuckles. So we're fixing, they're going south and we're going north, and we were shelter mates last night and a good group of kids, so it was awesome. Thanks, guys. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. The sun is trying to cut through the fog and give us a nice day. We're climbing up to the top of Siler's Bald from Siler Bald Shelter. We are on the top of Siler's Bald, and unfortunately the sun hasn't quite burned off the fog to give us a good view. Clingman's Dome, 4.3 miles ahead. Awesome. The sun is actually starting to burn through. We're coming up to the Double Spring Gap Shelter, and the sun is starting to cut the fog away. Looks great right now, but the ridge lines down into the valleys are still foggy. Today we're going to be hitting Clingman's Dome. It's a little less than 4 miles ahead of us. And there's a big climb because Clingman's Dome is the highest elevation in the whole Appalachian Trail range. And it's over 6,000 feet. So. Well, we're fixing to approach and arrive. We are already approaching. We're fixing to arrive at the Double Springs Gap shelter. And actually, I see it through the trees. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break before we do the steep climb up to Clingman's Dome. And this shelter is the first privied shelter that we've seen. And everybody's left camp. And apparently, from a subo through hiker, all good. She said that they got all the wind from there last night. I believe it. So we got lucky. Our shelter had no wind. The wall was a windbreak. So we're gonna take off our backs. We're gonna take off our backpacks, take a little breather before we make this steep climb up. Talk to you all in a bit. First privy we've seen in the Smokies. I'm looking forward to this. We got us a little friend this morning. Hey, buddy. Chickadee. Yeah, he is not shy. He's wanting to greet us this morning. Leaving the Double Springs Gap shelter and heading to Clingman's for the long 3-mile climb. Awesome. 2.2 miles to Clingman's Dome. Awesome. The touristas are here. And that's Clingman's Dome. Finally made it up.
Like I'm forcing that.
How you feeling, low gear? You looking good, man. We'll get up there in a second. That's a crowded place. I'm gonna sit there, take my pack off. I'm gonna take my pack off and rest for a minute though. Touristas. So we're finally at Clingman's Dome, 6,615 feet, 34 miles into our section. That's all right, that's all right. And it's downhill from here. This is the highest point of the whole Appalachian Trail. How you feeling?
Tired, kind of upset with yourself.
Do you think the tallest place will be a section?
I know. Let's listen to the tower right over there.
Well, we're going to be heading on down and heading our way toward Newfound Gap, and we'll talk to y'all later on the trail. Thanks. So it's a half a mile to the Mount Collins shelter, and then another 1/10 of a mile to the water, the spring. So it's about 6:15. We should get there about 6:30, 6:40. Just some really beautiful area around here, this forest land.
No. This is Appalachian Trail 0.3. This is 0.5 from above. Did it come down here?
The math and right in between is 0.4, which was what Gut Hook said. So,
1 mile that way.
yep. We might. Let's check it out because I don't want them to be waking us up when we're coming through. When they're coming through, so. Mount Collins shelter. Well, we made it. Now we're going to find a campsite.
Yeah,
Tucked in the backside of Collins Mountain Shelter. And there's the privy down there. And I think we found a spot. That's going to be Low Gear's spot. And mine is going to be between these two trees. Okay, before I start cooking, I just want to give a little tour of our campsite here behind the Mount Collins shelter. This is my setup, my hammock, and I've done something a little different with the fly this time because I've had the two trees here. to put the tie line on, I have a little open end canopy. So this is my setup. I'm all set for the night. And that is Low Gear's campsite. And it was a long 1 mile hike down to the spring. And I just got back, and Low Gear has already made, what did you have for dinner there, Low Gear?
Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy. And I'm gonna have to look and see what's left in my bear bag. I think it's chicken fried rice. I think that's what I'm gonna have. So I'm gonna get this thing started and talk to you in a bit. So I boiled up the water, opened this pack, took the incandescent pack out of it, and stirred it up, zip-locked it back, and I wait 10 minutes, and I've got a ready-to-make chili mac with beef meal. Biscuits and gravy for you. Good stuff. Look at this campsite. This is just amazing. Now, we knew that there were going to be a bunch of section hikers in the shelter tonight, so we went ahead and wanted to be on the back side of that shelter, and a little bit of ways that we have our own little privacy and don't get woken up by chatter. Chatter, chatter, chatter. So I'm going to go ahead and chill, eat my meal, and go to bed. So we will see y'all tomorrow. This is some good stuff. Sure is. It's a full moon over Mount Collins Shelter, and there's a lot of chatter going on in the shelter. So I'm glad we went back behind it. But that moon is just a great way to finish the night. We'll talk at y'all tomorrow. Adios.